top health agency which oversees the NIH and other health agencies. A little well-known far-right populist has taken the lead in Romania's presidential election. Electoral data showed and will likely face leftist Prime Minister Marcel Ciucă in a runoff in 2 weeks, an outcome that rocked the country's political landscape. Calin Georgescu, who ran independently, led the polls with around 22% of the vote, while the Social Democratic Party, the PSD, came second at 20%. 13 candidates ran for the presidency in the European Union and NATO member country. The president serves a 5-year term and has significant decision-making powers in areas such as national security, foreign policy, and judicial appointments. Uruguay's leftist opposition candidate Yamandu Orsi claimed victory in a tight presidential runoff Sunday. He has ousted the conservative governing coalition and made the South American nation the latest to rebuke the incumbent party in a year of landmark elections. Even as the vote count continued, Alvaro Delgado, the presidential candidate of the center-right ruling coalition, conceded defeat to his challenger. Fireworks erupted over the stage where 57-year-old Orsi, a working-class former history teacher and 2-time mayor for Uruguay's Broad Front coalition, thanked his supporters as crowds flocked to greet him.
Orsi tiene la llave, la posibilidad de buscar y encontrar los acuerdos nacionales. Pero sepan que acá va a haber una suma de partidos, que es esta coalición, que vino para quedarse porque ya nosotros no somos los dueños de la coalición. Los dueños de la coalición son la gente que la vivió, la militó en todo el país.
Opposition protesters gathered outside Georgia's parliament early on Monday as lawmakers prepared to hold their first session since the country's October 26 election. Demonstrators spent the night outside the parliament building, making their voices heard as they protested the country's election results that kept the government Georgian Dream Party in power. Opponents say last month's vote was rigged and suspect neighboring Russia's influence. Many Georgians viewed the election as a referendum on the country's effort to join the European Union. The Central Election Commission said Georgian Dream won about 54% of the vote in October. Its leaders have rejected opposition claims of vote fraud. One person has died and 3 others have been injured after a cargo plane crashed near Vilnius Airport in Lithuania in the early hours of Monday. The plane, operated by DHL by the Spanish cargo airline Swiftair, crashed near a house as it was on its final approach for landing, local authorities have said. The police said around 12 people have been safely evacuated from a house close to the crash site. Former Hong Kong media boss Jimmy Lai She-ying returns to the witness box on Monday. This as his oral testimony in his marathon national security trial enters the 4th day at the West Kowloon Court. 76-year-old Lai has denied 2 charges of conspiring to collude with foreign forces under the 2020 national security law, as well as a 3rd count of conspiracy to print and distribute seditious publications in breach of a colonial-era legislation. The founder of the now-defunct Apple Daily tabloid previously explained his relationships with politicians and activists in the United States, Britain, and Taiwan, but denied prosecutors' allegations he had sought to leverage his vast network of influence to tilt foreign policies aimed at Beijing and Hong Kong in his favor. South Korea has paid tribute to wartime Korean forced laborers at Japan's Sado Island gold mines in a memorial ceremony on Monday. It comes a day after boycotting a similar event organized by Japan as tensions over historical atrocities continue to impact relations between the two sides. Monday's ceremony at a former dormitory near the 16th century Sado mines, which were listed this summer as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was organized by South Korea's foreign ministry and attended by 9 families of Korean wartime laborers, the country's ambassador to Japan and other officials. Japan on Sunday held a memorial service for all workers at the Sado mines, including Koreans. It thanked them for their contributions at the mines, but did not acknowledge their forced labor issue or shied away from issuing an apology. The WHO has declared that Mpox remains a public health emergency, a determination based on the rising number of cases, operational challenges, and the need to mount a joint response to the end of the outbreak, or to end the outbreak rather. 19 African countries have recorded Mpox cases since the start of this year. Canada has also confirmed the first case of Clade 1 Mpox, and its public health agency said that the case was linked to travel associated with the ongoing outbreak in Central and Eastern Africa. The Democratic Republic of Congo, one of the epicenters of the Mpox outbreak, is continuing to carry out measures to stop the disease from spreading further, as cases in the countries surpass 40,000 with a death toll of more than 1,000. New Delhi has strongly rejected the $300 billion climate finance package for the Global South, calling it insufficient and unfair. At the UN Climate Conference, India accused the COP29 presidency and the UN Climate Change Office of pushing through the deal without allowing the country to voice its objections. Chandni Raina, advisor to India's Department of Economic Affairs, described the adoption process as stage-managed. Not only this, Raina said it highlighted the growing lack of trust in the US system. The new package, which replaces the $100 billion pledge from 2009, is set to be delivered annually by 2035. But India insists it is too little to address the needs of developing nations. As COP29 ends, all eyes turn to the upcoming COP30 in Belém, the first UN climate conference in the Amazon. Many tout the host destination as symbolizing the forest's key role in combating climate change. But when tens and thousands of participants arrived in the host city of Belém next year, they won't find idyllic images of rainforest like lush vegetation and clean rivers. In Belém, impoverished, crime-ridden, and filled with inequalities, most of the 2.5 million residents live in poor neighborhoods. What's more, only 2% of the city's sewage gets treated, imposing a heavy toll on its 14 river basins. Brazil's government estimates that 50,000 people will attend COP30, including up to 150 heads of states. Homes and businesses were left flooded on Sunday as Storm Bert continued to batter communities across the UK. In West Yorkshire, one father described a terrifying moment. He and his 11-month-old son escaped from a sinking car after it became submerged in floodwaters. In the Welsh town of Pontypridd, houses and shops were flooded as residents struggled to evacuate the area and save some of their belongings. Some even expressed their frustration over the defenses put in place by the authorities to try and prevent homes from flooding. As the globe gets warmer, Italy's beekeeping industry faces severe impacts from climate change, leading to a decline in honey harvests. Piedmont, a major honey-producing region in northwest Italy, has more than 400 apiaries. A veteran beekeeper, Massimo Carpentieri, who has been in the industry for nearly 50 years, said that unusual weather this year has drastically reduced honey production, resulting in the average honey yield per hive this spring only at 3.7 kilograms, roughly 1/6 of the usual amount. More than 30 pilot whales that stranded themselves on a beach in New Zealand have been safely returned to the ocean after conservation workers and residents helped to refloat them by lifting them on sheets. 4 of the pilot whales died, New Zealand's conservation agency said. Now, New Zealand is a whale stranding hotspot, and pilot whales are especially prolific strandlers. A team was monitoring the Rukaka beach near the city of Whangarei in New Zealand's north on Monday to ensure there were no signs of whales saved on Sunday stranding again, the Department of Conservation told the AP.
Shark Flex Style, the powerful hairdryer that's always just a twist away from a versatile multi-styler. For trying a new thing hair. For this used to take so long hair. For ready to rock the world hair. For embracing and loving this hair. Without extreme heat. Give the gift of gorgeous hair for all hair kind.
Hey, look at our Simply Safe home security system.
Let's install it.
We need another camera.
What for?
The collectibles. What?
Now you've got a camera each.
Yay!
Save big with our Black Friday offers. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Introducing your Tombola bugs. It's Spidey.
Oh, hi.
Flutter.
Make sure you get my good side.
Rob.
Yeah, we're the celebs now.
What are you playing, Snail?
Bug Match. It's back.
Bug Match is back, and it's free to play. This year, someone will win £1,000 every day.
Winner is served.
Open for fun.
Quickly remove unwanted hairs with the new U Body and Face Trimmer from JML. Your pain-free way to tackle any unwanted hairs that pop out of nowhere. The wide dual head design and floating heads adjust to the curves of your skin. Gentle enough to use on your upper lip, knees and ankles, and even your bikini line. No nicks, cuts or irritation. Remove unwanted hairs anytime, anywhere with the new U Body and Face Trimmer. Only $19.99 from Asda, Boots, Morrisons, Tesco and JMLdirect.com. JML, your Christmas made easier.
This is Amy's first Christmas on the streets. She thought it couldn't be worse here than the abuse she suffered at home. But now she's cold, hungry, and desperate to find somewhere safe to stay. No young person should be forced to spend Christmas like this. What does it take to get Amy off the streets this Christmas? It starts with the Salvation Army and a Christmas gift from you. Will you call 0800 083 6633 and give £19? Your gift means we can give young homeless people a warm welcome out of the cold. Christmas food and cheer, and a helping hand to find somewhere safe to live. So this Christmas, will you help us give Amy a fresh start off the streets? Call the Salvation Army on 0800 083 6633 to give £19 now. Thank you.
Oil prices have retreated on Monday following 6% gains last week, but remain near 2-week highs as geopolitical tensions grew between Western powers and major oil producers Russia and Iran, raising risks of supply disruption. Brent crude futures slipped 26 cents or 0.35% to $74.91 a barrel by 4:40 a.m. GMT, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were at $70.97 a barrel, down 27 cents or 0.38%. Intel is set to receive a smaller grant under the CHIPS Act. The New York Times reported on Sunday as the chip maker grapples with delays in planned investments amid heightened competition. Intel is expected to see its funding under the CHIPS Act drop to below $8 million from $8.5 billion, the NYT report said, citing people familiar with the grant. The report said the final contract had not yet been signed. Intel is the biggest recipient of support from the CHIPS Act. Italian lender UniCredit said on Monday it had offered to buy rival Banco BPM in a stock deal valued at about 10.09 billion euros or $10.57 billion. UniCredit said it would offer 0.175 of its common stock for each BPM share. The exchange ratio implies an offer value of 6.67 euros per share, a premium of about 0.4% to BPM's last close on Friday. Now, over in India, the Sensex and Nifty sharply advanced in the morning trade on November 25, extending the massive rally seen on November 22, on the back of a stunning BJP-led National Democratic Alliance performance in the Maharashtra Assembly election. India's antitrust body, the Competition Commission of India, has rejected a request from Apple Inc. to put a hold on an investigation report that found the company violated competition laws. The decision allows the ongoing case against Apple to proceed, according to an internal order from the regulator seen and reported by Reuters. In August, the CCI had ordered the recall of its initial investigation reports after Apple claimed that the watchdog had inadvertently disclosed commercial secrets to its competitors, including Tinder owner Match Group. Apple argued that certain sensitive elements should have been redacted. Sony Group Corp is in the early stages of developing a portable console that would play its PlayStation 5 games on the move. The product is aimed at expanding Sony's reach and contending with Nintendo Co. for the portable gaming market, according to a Bloomberg report. It would also counter any potential mobile hardware from Xbox maker Microsoft, which is working on prototypes in the category as well. Sony's portable device is likely years away from launch, and the company could still decide against bringing it to market, the people said, asking not to be named, discussing private plans. China has launched two four-dimensional high-resolution satellites into space on Monday. The two satellites, Civé Gaojing 203 and the Civé Gaojing 204, were sent into their preset orbit from the Jiguan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China at 7:39 a.m. Beijing time on board a long March 2C carrier rocket. It was the 547th flight mission of the Long March series rockets. Australia's government said on Sunday it had dropped plans to fine internet platforms up to 5% of their global revenue for failing to prevent the spread of misinformation online. The bill was part of a wide-ranging regulatory crackdown by Australia, where leaders have complained that foreign domiciled tech platforms are overriding the country's sovereignty and comes ahead of a federal election due within 1 year. $2 trillion Amazon is working overtime to dislodge NVIDIA in a most lucrative tech space, which is the AI chips. Trianium 2 is the company's third-generation AI chip that Amazon feels it helped it get a lion's share of the market. Amazon is hoping to bring a new chip into the market every 18 months to ensure it stays ahead on the tech curve. In contrast, NVIDIA is bringing a chip every year. India registered a dominant 295 run win over Australia in the first test and wrapped up the match with more than a day to spare. Jasprit Bumrah led the team from front, inspiring them to defy all odds and outclass the hosts on a tricky surface. Australia resumed day 4 on 12 for 3, needing a massive 534 for victory, but were all out for 238 soon after tea, with Bumrah taking 3 for 42. Now, Max Verstappen claimed his 4th consecutive Formula One World Drivers' Championship at a breathless Las Vegas Grand Prix that saw George Russell take victory for Mercedes. Verstappen joins the likes of Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel as the only drivers in F1 history to win at least 4 drivers' titles, further establishing him as one of the greatest drivers of all time. UFC boss Dana White is officially done with politics. After helping Donald Trump secure his 2020 victory, White had a lot to say about his brief stint in the political spotlight. However, just to make sure no one gets the wrong idea about this 25-year friendship with the MAGA, White reaffirmed his admiration for Trump, calling him tougher and more badass than anybody, after recounting a chilling assassination attempt on the president.
The all-new Tempur Pro, our most adaptive mattress ever. Born from NASA technology, billions of ultra-sensitive cells relieving even more pressure for ultimate comfort and support. Now available with SmartCool technology. Tempur, the future of sleep is here.
Engage and excite your pets with Chuckle Chums from JML, the interactive dog toy that keeps your furry friends engaged with boundless joy. Just shake to activate and watch your pup's eyes light up with excitement. And it switches itself off when they're done. It's great for both dogs, young and old. Choose from 2 adorable designs and treat your furry friends to engaging play this Christmas with Chuckle Chums. Only $14.99 from Asda, Argos, Dunelm, Tesco and jmldirect.com. JML, your Christmas made easier.
No child should suffer the torture of trachoma. But so many are in pain right now. Nananga's lashes have turned inwards. They rip and tear away at his eyes. Pomelo's sight could be gone forever. He's just 3 years old. Kofanga screams for his mother. His eyes are so infected that he can't even see her. For so many children in the world's poorest countries, trachoma is torture. It's a painful infection often spread by flies, and it's destroying children's eyesight. But it could be stopped if you help today. By calling 0800 021 3925 and giving £2 a month to Sightsavers, you can help make sure children get the treatment they desperately need. You'll help us bring them the medicines and the care that can treat infections. And that means you'll be helping to save children from the torture of trachoma and a life of blindness. Please help us reach them. Call 0800 021 3925, text C7 to 82727, or go online and give just £2 a month now. Because we need you to help save the sight of children like Nananga. We need you to help save them from the torture of trachoma.
Visit bingoaliens.com/bingo for a cosmic range of bingo games, taking bingo to another dimension at bingoaliens.com/bingo.
सर, सबसे ज़्यादा ब्लॉकबस्टर फिल्में डिलीवर करी अमिताभ बच्चन के साथ में, और आप लोगों की जोड़ी टूटने का एक असर अमिताभ बच्चन जी पे भी जरूर पड़ा होगा।
जरूर पड़ा होगा। उनको इस बात का अफसोस हुआ होगा कि
कभी बात हुई उनकी आपकी इस सिलसिले में?
नहीं, मैं अगर होता उनकी जगह और जैसे जावेद साहब गए या मैं गया तो उनको यही राय देता है कि मत छोड़ो, अच्छा खासा तुम्हारी एक जोड़ी है, वो काम कर रही है, अच्छा खासा चल रहा है, काय के लिए इसको तोड़ते हो। तो मैं होता तो ये करता।
तो फिर आप उनकी बात सुन लेते और उसका फिर जोड़ी वापस आ जाती?
नहीं, जोड़ी वापस नहीं आती, बस ज़रूरत ही नहीं काम करने की, ये तोड़ने की, करते रहो। तो अगर मैं होता तो ये राय देता, पता नहीं उन्होंने क्या राय दी है वो।
पर आपकी बात हुई कभी उनसे इस सिलसिले में? नहीं,
बात तो होती रहती है, मुलाकात हो जाती है तो। मगर वैसे वो ज़्यादा सख्ती से बात करते भी नहीं हैं।
अपने में रहने वाले
अपने, वो ज़्यादा किसी के करीब आते नहीं है, वो
अपने में ही रहने वाले रिजर्व आदमी है। और बाकी
A very good afternoon. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vadva. We have a whole lot lined up for you, and let's just get you the news coming in at this hour. And this is in regard to breaking news that is coming in. There's been a mob attack, and this mob attack that has taken place in Katra, and this is visuals on your screen of the police there attacking the protest that's taken place against Vaishno. This is a protest that's taken place at the site of Vaishno Devi. The clashes between police and the locals in the area of Katra. The Jammu and Kashmir police personnel have they were chased by a mob in Katra, and the police was attacked days after that protest by shopkeepers. So let's go across to my colleague Neeta, who has details. Neeta, what can you tell us about the situation that has erupted and this, these visuals that we are seeing on our screen at the moment?
See, this is the fourth day when the protests are continuing. Actually, a gondola project has been given a go-ahead, which will be, constructed from Tarakot Marg to Sanchi Sachat. It's about 12 kilometers. It's for the pilgrims who come there because, people who are senior people and all, they are unable to walk because the trek is also very treacherous. Keeping that in mind, the Shrine Board had, given a green signal to the gondola ropeway, following which this protest erupted. These shopkeepers are demanding that this should not be done because it would be affecting their livelihood. They have blocked the main bus stand of Mata Vaishno Devi. Mind you, hundreds and thousands of pilgrims come every day to Vaishno Devi for darshan. So they are having some kind of problem also because even though that bus stand has been, they have blocked that bus stop, even when you climb towards Sanjichat, the shops are closed. So pilgrims who are going there are saying that they are having problem. Meanwhile, the Congress party is demanding that people who are going to be affected when this gondola service is going to be in motion, about 20 lakh rupees should be paid to each individual who is affected. This was stated by the Congress leader Bhupender Singh. The Lieutenant Governor of the Jammu and Kashmir has also stated that he has also heard about these protests. He also says, Mr. Manoj Sinha also says that they are also looking into, and if their concerns are genuine, they would obviously be looking into it. Meanwhile, we also spoke to the SSP there. SSP also says, Paramveer Singh, he also says that since last 3 days the protests are going on, today some stones were pelted on security forces, which included Jammu and Kashmir police and also CRPF. They are also looking and trying to identify who were the people, who was the mob behind such an act. Back to you.
Right, Rita, thank you so much for getting us all these details in regard to the protest that is still ongoing, and the police along with the CRPF present at that site to take stock of that situation, to get that situation under control. Moving on now, it's the centre versus the opposition as far as celebrating Constitution Day is concerned. So a row that has intensified with the government planning that mega celebration for Tuesday, and the opposition there demanding an inclusion in the Constitution Day ceremony. The celebrations that have been planned in order to celebrate 75 years of the Constitution. So the opposition has said that we should be allowed to speak at the event. Why only the President and the Vice President will be speaking at that event, which will be, the President and the Vice President will be addressing the nation tomorrow. So the India Bloc MPs have written to the Lok Sabha Speaker, Om Birla, in order to be included in the celebration ceremony that's going to be taking place. Aishwarya, these celebrations that are going to be taking place at the old Parliament building is what the opposition is demanding that they also be included. What is the stance as far as the centre is concerned?
Well, the mega event is planned tomorrow to commemorate the adoption of Constitution of India 75 anniversary of adoption of constitution, and therefore the reason perhaps mega ceremony has been planned at the old Samvidhan Sadan, which is the old building of Parliament at the Central Hall.